Welcome back to the channel. Go ahead, dim the lights, settle in, get comfortable. Because tonight's story isn't just another case file, and it's definitely not one I should be sharing publicly. But this channel's always been the one place I could speak freely. And the fact you're here, even as this small community grows brick by brick, means more than you realize. So, for the next 20-something minutes, it's just you and me. And I'm going to tell you about the investigation that ended my career, took my partner, and still haunts me every single night. The one case the FBI refuses to acknowledge. The one streamed live on a corner of the dark web I wish I never found. I spent 7 years in the FBI's Cybercrime Task Force. If you walked past our office in Quantico, you'd hear nothing but the hum of servers and agents choking down cold coffee at 3 a.m. No glory, no movie-style action, just endless screens, encrypted data, burner accounts, human trafficking rings, unsolved cases, the kind of digital rot you have to crawl through on your stomach. My partner, Special Agent Ethan Miller, was the kind of guy who could hack a satellite while complaining about the vending machine eating his dollar. He was blunt, brilliant, and way too alive to end up the way he did. We were assigned a surveillance rotation overnight, the kind where you scroll through forums, trace transactions, monitor flagged URLs, boring, technical, repetitive. You don't expect evil to just appear. But that night, it did. A flagged transmission came through our server at 1:42 a.m. The Watcher's Room. Moderator access granted. Ethan double-checked the hash signatures twice. Not Russian, not cartel, not a known darknet marketplace. Something older, deeper, hidden like a root system beneath the internet. He spun in his chair and smirked. Ever heard of Tier Zero networks? I shook my head. They're the websites even hackers are scared of. We should have logged it, reported it, moved on. But curiosity kills more than cats. We clicked. The screen loaded slowly, almost breath-like. Matte black background, red text pulsing like a heartbeat. 4 video windows at the top, one marked Live in 0851. Ethan leaned closer. Why would they show a countdown unless it's theater or audience-driven? His voice dropped. This looks like a ritual feed. At first I laughed it off. We'd seen torture streams before. Cartels, warlords, extremist groups. Grim but sadly familiar. This one felt wrong. And as the timer hit 000, the window opened. A man sat strapped to a metal chair. Basement environment. Cold cement. Pipes overhead dripping in slow, irregular beats. A bare bulb swung above him, lighting his face every couple of seconds like a strobe in a nightmare. He looked mid-30s, fit. Blood dried at the corner of his mouth. He wasn't a random victim. He looked like someone who knew things. The silence wasn't accidental. Everything felt staged. Then he lifted his head, eyes bruised, swollen, but focused straight at us like he could somehow see through the screen. "Please, someone's watching. I know you're there." I jolted back. "Crime scenes don't talk to you. Not like that." Ethan whispered, barely breathing. "This feed has two-way access," meaning it wasn't just us watching them. They were watching back. Two masked figures entered, tall, slow, their movements rehearsed, like they'd done this 100 times. One held a rust-flecked hammer, the other carried a tablet, typing like he was responding to a silent chat. Then text appeared across our monitor. "Welcome, moderator. Choose how he suffers." Below, options materialized like a twisted menu. Continue, terminate, escalate. My throat dried out completely. I felt my pulse in my ears. Ethan reached toward his keyboard. "We're backing out now." He started pulling the trace. Lines of code filled his second monitor, bouncing between proxy layers and onion relays, too fast to read. He muttered, "They're rerouting faster than government-grade AI." Before he could disconnect us, the victim leaned toward the camera, choking on his own breath. "Please, I have a family." The masked figure swung the hammer. And the sound, God, it wasn't like TV violence. It was wet, warm, final. My hand hovered above the ESC key, brain frozen. Ethan whispered something I'll never forget. "We're watching a coordinated execution feed run like Twitch." He was right. Thousands were probably watching, maybe betting, maybe voting. We weren't observers. We were participants. We traced the signal to Detroit, an abandoned warehouse near the river, windows smashed out, graffiti carved into steel, smell of old oil and copper. When our tactical team arrived, the place was too clean. No body, no camera, just a fresh coil of zip ties on the floor and a smear of blood leading into a drainage grate. Someone had moved fast. Ethan's phone buzzed. Same red UI. New message. "You arrived 14 minutes too late. Try again, moderator." He went pale. This wasn't random crime. It was a game, and we'd just joined it. The next night, Ethan stayed after hours to crack the network. I should have stopped him, should have dragged him home, should have done anything other than go for more coffee. Because when I came back, his monitor was already streaming, live, and I saw him, not the victim from last night, Ethan, bound to the same chair, hands behind his back, blood soaking into his shirt. I froze so hard I almost vomited. He looked into the lens like he was looking into me. "Don't watch this, please." His voice was barely sound, more breath than words. A masked man stepped into frame, gloved hand stroking the hammer like a violin bow. Text slid across my screen like a razor. Final session selected. Moderator, you. The camera zoomed in on Ethan's face, eyes wet, terrified, but still him. Still my partner. Still alive. Please, don't give them what they want. But I already did. I stayed. I watched. And when the hammer dropped, my scream never came out. It died in my throat, like everything else that night. The screen went black. One last message appeared, slow and deliberate. Now you understand. You belong to us. I resigned the next morning. No badge, no oath, just the shell of a man packing a desk. I relocated. New name. Cheap apartment in a town nobody visits. I keep the curtains shut, even on sunny days. But here's the part you need to understand. The part that gets me to turn on a camera and talk to you through YouTube instead of to a therapist or bottle. They still contact me. Late at night, when everything goes quiet, my phone buzzes once. No ringtone, no sender. Just a short line of text. We miss you, moderator. Session soon. Sometimes my laptop turns on by itself. Sometimes a stream window flashes for half a second, just long enough to see a silhouette in a chair. Sometimes I hear a hammer tapping in my dreams. Sometimes I'm not sure it's a dream. And other nights, I'm afraid the countdown might start again.